Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're going to be testing out a really crazy buffer fit Rattlesnake because there was a recent update in EVE Online where they buffed the amount of buffer modules or buffer tank modules provide to battleships. So shield extenders, large shield extenders to battleships, they'll give more shield HP than they're used to. Large armor plates, they will be giving more armor HP to battleships than they would to other ships. We can check here. Here's my Komodo dragon. This is what I call the Rattlesnake. I have it, and you can see here, shield extended hit points and 50% armor plate hit points, and it will also reinforce bulkhead hit points as well. Not as much though, only 5%. But these are like the buffs you see on all like battleships. You can also see on like Apocalypse right here. Same thing. All battleships are affected, and I think it's quite overpowered how they've done it. They've sort of, I mean, the shield extenders, they're buffed by 100%. They're buffed the most out of everyone, and they also have the passive recharge to it. So I think it's going to be quite overpowered how they're doing it right here. But this is a Rattlesnake I've got. This is a hybrid style with like extenders, but also a shield booster. And I'm going to focus this then just purely on the buffer because it feels like now it's way more effective to use the large shield extenders to buff your buffer fully. So let's check how much buffer we've got right here. Large shield extender. We've got some Republic fleets right here. 3 Republic fleets. Add these. Okay, 290k. And then, 599k with the multi-spectrums right here. And I've got some implants in. So we've got the high-grade Nirvana's full set right here. So that's how we're getting this crazy buff. And let's see now, overheating. 733k, wow. I wonder how much HP we would have. Multi-spectrum shield hardener if we were at A types, because we've got C types right here. 698k cold. Oh my gosh. 800k overheated. 900k. Oh, whoa. 900k overheated EHP. That's actually quite crazy. Oh wow, that is actually really impressive, I must say. I didn't realize you would get that much of an increase by going with the A types. Let's see now, B types. How much do B types cost? Oh, quite a bit more than the C types. So you sort of get what you're paying for. Still, I mean, it's really impressive what you got right here. Do we have any B types? We might have a B type multi-spectrum somewhere in the hangar if we look. Multi-spectrum. Oh, we've only got C types in here. But it's alright. I mean, look at this. 599k EHP. It just bugs me a bit that we've got just 599k. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some L4 missions just to see how it performs. Or how it feels. More like I just want to see how it feels to run around with a 599k EHP brick right here. One alteration I would want to do is put the drone link, maybe? A drone link augmenter would be good to have. Just to have a bit. I mean, I was thinking also you could have the remote shield booster, but I'll have the... Maybe the remote shield booster will be better. Because then we can repair our gecko. Only the issue is that we don't have much capacitor, so remote shield. If we go with maybe a Gistum A-type medium shield booster, this right here. Because it's quite cap efficient. And we can use it for 13 minutes, so I mean it's a decent amount of time. It's alright. We'll go here and go to the system of, what was it now? Ian Orst, I think that's the system that I've got a mission agent in. Yeah, it's Ian Orster. We'll go there. It's nice cruising around with the sick EHP right here. And like, because the shield extenders are more powerful, we also get a really good HP per second as well. Okay, it's not like crazy 200, but you have to also remember, this is 200 HP per second with good resists, with a massive buffer. Like, this is no joke right here. We're going with the Torpedo Rattlesnake. I've never actually used a Torpedo Rattlesnake in missions, and to be honest, I think that in missions it will be better to go with something like a cruise missile, because we're going to have to get so close with these. It's not going to be nice, but I think that we still can do some decent damage with this, because often I see that I'm like not in range, though I would like to be in range. But then I sometimes see situations where everything's clumped together. It'll be nice to have torpedoes. And I sometimes see situations where it would be good to have cruise missiles. It's a bit mixed bag. So I'm just going to go with a bit more DPS, but otherwise an alternative here could be cruise missile launcher. Might even try this actually, because This is just going to give us so much flexibility since we'll be able to hit anything. A remote shield booster, or we can just check what DPS we get right here. With the Scourge Fury. 1.4k DPS. I mean, it's not that much, but we have 111 kilometer range, which is quite good. The range of the target paint is also quite effective. But it's a lot of DPS shaved off right there. So I know we'll go in with the torpedo launchers, but I think overall in missioning, it'll be more efficient just to go with the cruise missile launchers because the cruise missiles just hit anything all the time, every day, all the time. It's not like when they'll hit, they'll always hit. We'll waste so much time traveling around with the torpedoes that it will not be so nice. But I think definitely in certain missions it will be good. I think where there's a lot of NPCs clumped together, it'll be really great. I'm thinking of missions like the blockade. Because that mission, a lot of NPCs, they're quite close together. Got a super DPS right here. Gecko. Mission hub dock up. Keep getting these low sec missions. Igniton. Hope it doesn't get too bad standing. So I can't even request any missions. Again in low sec. Why is everything in low sec? Low sec again? What's going on? You've seen me post videos of me doing missions in Ian Orsta. I've never got this many low sec missions before. Anomic team. Anomic base. Oh my gosh, there must be some like glitch going on right now because this is like... This is ridiculous right here. Every mission is low sec. Every mission is low sec. I can't do this. Every mission is low sec. Go to the system of Korama. There's 2 agents there. At least find something. We would actually get more EHP if we were to put the Pithum C-type multispectrum with 619 EHP. But I mean, we get a really big boost to our HP right here. And it's a lot cheaper. Using the 3rd Republic Fleet Shield Extender. Otherwise, we could get more EHP doing like this. Oof, look at that. If I have triple A-type multispecs and then I overheat them, 1 million EHP. 1 million EHP. Wow. That would be absolutely crazy, actually, if we could have that. I mean, we could. I do have the money to splash on 3 A-types, but it feels like a very bad investment. That'd be very funny, just with the 1 million EHP. Like we're hitting capital level EHP there. It's unfortunate that the Rattlesnake is so expensive. It used to go for only 400 million ISK back in the day. Now it's just 1 bill plus, like 1.3 bill. It's like so expensive. If we go from pricing data from a year ago, you see it was around half a bill right here, and this was even pretty high. It used to be at 400 million. Then it just goes steady up and up and up and up. With all the industry changes, like right here, I think it's been going up even more because of these shield extender changes. But I think this would be a really good missioning ship, the Rattlesnake, because you'd have a lot of buffer and you could potentially withstand gankers a lot more potently. Koraman is the next system. Let's see if we can get some decent missions here. There's infiltrated outpost missions, a bunch of rogue drones. I think the most optimal damage type will be Inferno Rage. The Thermal and EM I think is the lowest for the rogue drones. But they can vary quite a lot. I know that there are some rogue drones that had like lowest and explosive at one point. I guess it's good that we got like the Gecko covers all resists. Okay, we've got a bunch of enemies over here, so we'll just burn straight in. Use our super DPS on these NPCs. We'll go for maybe the smaller ones with the drone, so they can track better than... Go for these 40-kilometer ones over there. We'll start shooting with our torpedoes. 24-kilometer range. See if we apply somewhat. I wonder if we'll be able to apply anything. Let's see. 900 damage. Okay, we're not doing so much application right here. It should be 9,000 volley otherwise. Basically, like 1/10 is always being applied. But they have got a bit of resist too. Always remember that. I think it'll be best that we go with the torpedoes on the battleship. Have the drone take care of everything else. I wonder what resists this guy. Thermal is second highest. Okay. It's good that we took the thermal, because it seems like EM and thermal were the lowest, like I said before, at least on the ones we've encountered so far. And turn off the MWD to preserve a bit of cap. It's nice with these torpedoes right here. It feels like we're in range. It's going well. Got in front of Javelin to get a bit better application. Just small stuff over here. And Javelin also has some decent range too. Gate over here. Oh, we're getting unfortunately webbed. Who is webbing us this strain? I'm go for this guy. Pops. Oof. Our shields have not budged at all. Look at those shields. Where's the range with Javelin? 44 kilometers. That's some decent range, actually. And what is our DPS with Javelin? 1.3k. Okay, so it's almost like cruise missile, actually. We start off with the Inferno Javelin, because then we can, when we're getting in range, we can sort of snipe the small stuff, and then when we get in close to the big stuff, then that's when we can switch over to a rage and just obliterate them. I think that'd be a good strategy. And have the Gecko as a bit of a support. It'd be cool to see what you can do with the Golem now with these large shield extender buffs, because you can make more buff-oriented Golems a lot more brickier and make them less susceptible to ganks. So, you know, anything in range. Can deploy drones, just get everything going straight away. Can have the drones go straight away, just approach them. Approach. But this is nice. The Javelin has got some decent range, and then we can sort of use Javelin by default. It's also got a bit better application than the Rage as well. And then as soon as we get in range, you just switch over to Rage and just blast everyone to pieces. So I think that's a good strategy, actually, with the Javelin and Rage setup I've got right here. I could also use Faction. I think Faction has got a little better application than Javelin. Not 100% sure. But I think it's got better. The Javelin's got quite a bit better range than the Faction. That's why I opt for that. This is where I can go for Inferno Rage. Can just have our drone take out anything that's a little bit further away. I can actually use our target paint to assist our drone, because it doesn't seem like it's doing any benefit to these battleships over here where Rage is fully applying anyway. Our drones seem to be missing quite a bit on these small little frigates right here. Gonna have our drone go for these cruisers over there. They're a little bit further away. Let's take out this strainer guy over here. Oh no, Gecko taking a bit of damage. That's unfortunate. Fortunate for us, we've got shield boosting capabilities for our Gecko. Take him out the battleships with the Rage torpedoes. Look at that, we're boosting her Gecko right there. Gecko seems to be missing a lot. These guys over here, I don't know why my Gecko is so slow. Gecko is moving really slow. Someone webbing him or something? Maybe we can return orbit. It seems like something is going on with the Gecko. It's not going at proper speeds. It might be that there's some frigate webbing him or something. Have our Gecko take out these guys who are very close instead, because it seems like the Gecko is unable to be sent far away. They're getting like webbed, or maybe that they're also colliding in this structure right here. That could be a thing that's going on as well. We'll go to Javelin right here and just snipe everyone behind there. I think that anyway it'll be better with the increased application of Javelin. Yeah, just two shots at this cruiser over here. Cool that we're able to use our remote shield booster for quite a long time when we're idling without the MWD, because our ship, it like has the power diagnostic systems which increase our max shield HP, but they also increase our capacitor recharge rate. So we do actually have a bit stronger capacitor than someone who's using a complete vanilla passive Rattlesnake. However, we've got an MWD that does nerf our capacitor a bit, but still. We've got a blingy MWD, so it's not like it's a pretty good one. It doesn't provide so many penalties to our capacitor. Seems like my drone just keeps missing this guy over here. Strain Alvi guy. I think the Strain Alvi, they're like elite frigates, because I remember when I was using a Hecate, I think I had problems with application once. One of these Strain guys who was going very fast, small signature radius. I think he's an elite guy, so that's why it's so difficult to get him. My drone is just shooting this Strain Infested Alvi for such a long time. Even with target painter on, it's not able to apply. Seems like only my missiles are able to hit. So look at that, just popped it straight away. Like just one volley needs to land from the get-go, and then these drones go bye-bye. That's all it takes, really, because they got solo HP. Even like the grazing shots or glancing shots, they do enough damage to like a one-shot these guys, because they're just so weak compared to a powerful drone. We need to also destroy these rogue drone bunkers as well, so we can go into the LCO tower I've got here. Drone bunker, okay. There we go, taking out the drone bunker. It seems like we have got the mission objective completed right here. But I want to just take out these guys anyway, because they have to, I mean, I have to look at the warp scrambler right here, or the warp disruptor won't allow us to get out of here. Just die. Why is he really behaving so weird? Straight and decimator Alvi. See if we can do a trick right here. If we lock on a wreck that's over there, and we tell the drone to approach it, we say, can we say approach? Or no, it'll make us approach. If you say engage target, and then they'll come back, and then they'll be a good transversal, and they might be able to hit a bit better. Like if they say attack now, for example, we should be able to attack a bit of a range. Go on now. Gecko, you can do it. Oh, Gecko doesn't seem to have the IQ to do these kind of complex maneuvers right here. Well, we got the disruptor offer, so I think it's no point wasting time with this weird rogue drone frigate right here. I'll go back to Kurama, align here, and jump. Well, it's interesting to see the Javelin. I really like the Javelin because it felt like a good intermediate type of torpedo. Because, you know, your cruise missile is nice because you got that 1.4k DPS or 1.3, 1.4k DPS all the time. But with the torpedoes, you can sort of use the Javelin. And then you can, not all the time like a cruise missile with 111 kilometer range, but still 44 kilometer range, you can cover a lot. With an MWD, you cover, it's a lot easier to get within 44 kilometers of most things. So you can use the Javelin most of the time, and plus it's going to do a bit more application than the Rage. And then if you've got a big mass, you know, battleship wave, you just get in close and use the Rage and melt them to pieces. I think it's quite a good setup right here with the Javelin, actually. A bit surprised. I didn't really expect it to feel as good as it did. And the tank, oof. Tank is an absolute boss. Did not even move. And it wasn't a particularly tank challenging mission, but this HP right here is just crazy. With a damage and damage projection, it's like, oh, this thing is an absolute monster. I wonder if it could be an option to put like a grappler or something, because I think a grappler would be nice. Would allow both our drone to hit more, but also our torpedoes to hit more. Only thing is, I'm just thinking is that the target print is great because it works all the time. I don't know if that might be a problem, but it could be good. It could be good to have a heavy stasis grappler, because these are quite unique for battleships. They can only be fitted on battleships. You can't have them in any other way. We might try that, actually. I think that could be an option.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
The issue with the grappler is that stuff has to be really close. It has to be really, really close. It's not like when they're like 15, 20 kilometers, you're going to hardly have any effect of the grappler. You will have a little bit of effect, but hardly any effect of the grappler. So I would think that it would be best to have like both target painter and grappler, but I don't know. It'll be a bit hard with the slot layout if you want to It's not like I need all that tank, but I want to have as much tank as possible. Hey, hand in the mission. There we go. Infiltrate outposts in Komodo Dragon. A really big buff of Rattlesnake after the big buffs that I was really happy to see, because just our battleships are going to be so powerful now. I've always felt that battleships needed to have a bit more oomph to them. I still feel like their DPS maybe should be a bit better, at least for what kind of tracking they often get. But they feel much more mighty than they used to. I just always felt that battleships are just so expensive and not really worth the cost. But now they feel a bit more worth their cost. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.